Salisbury Cathedral plays host to an assortment of First World War memorabilia. Inside, there's a collection of heart-shaped cushions, and outside, a Bristol Scout Plane, a medical tent, and a replica trench. This is all part of the Armed Forces charity SSAFA's 100 Hearts campaign, commemorating the centenary of the Great War.
During the First World War, when wounded soldiers needed occupational therapy, one of the things that they did was they made heart-shaped pin cushions for their girlfriends, for their mothers, for their wives. We decided that we'd sort of reintroduce it, and we picked the 100 Hearts because it was 100 years since the First World War. So what we've got in the cathedral are 100 Hearts commemorating different regiments, both British and Dominion forces, and we've been running the campaign and we'll continue to run it until 2018, until the end of the 100th anniversary of the end of the First World War.
One of the key people behind the campaign is a former Great British Sewing Bee finalist, a man known as the Sewing Soldier.
I've been sewing since I was a kid, since I was 8 or 9, and I joined the school sewing club out of protest because they allowed girls into the school football team, and I've been sewing ever since. And I've sewn on operations. I took my sewing machine to Bosnia and Northern Ireland.
Neil has made 6 of the hearts, the rest coming from workshops, including one with fellow forces charity Combat Stress.
The therapeutic side of it is amazing, and the work we did with the combat stress soldiers in doing the Love Heart pin cushions, you could see that effect within a couple of hours, sort of that calm time, that concentration. I also run a workshop for the homeless veterans in Aldershot, and I took the sewing machine down there, and you could see these soldiers who were clearly, having a difficult time in their lives for a couple of hours, sat in front of a sewing machine. That focus and the ability to create something, it was quite special.
SSAFA is the UK's oldest military charity and was helping soldiers during the First World War before the advent of the welfare state. Just like the charity did in 1914, it's providing assistance to thousands of personnel and their families today.
We've identified a number of sort of trends for the future in terms of welfare: loneliness, mental health issues with an ageing population, housing is a chronic problem, and also debt advice. And they are areas that SSAFA are going to move into, at least in terms of providing advice for our clients.